Hi, my name is Rosalie Desmond and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Melbourne, Australia. Today I'm bringing you the latest in the Christmas Stampathon 2019. The theme for this month is movement. There's all different ways that we can make movement being involved with our card making. Today I'm bringing you what's called a Tulle shaker card. So instead of using acetate for my shaker card, I've actually used some tulle. Well, this is actually sheer organza. This has come from a gift that I've received. So it was just this big bow. And I'm going to cut this up and use it instead of my acetate to make this cute little shaker card. Okay, let's get started. Now the first thing I'm going to use is half an A4 sheet of paper, which I fold in half, which just gives me a standard card base. Then I'm going to use 2 pieces of Whisper White, which measure 13.5 centimetres by 9 centimetres. One of those will be used on the outside and the other one will be for the inside of the card. The stamp on the inside I've used is Wishing You Peace and Love All Year Long, and that's from the Merry Christmas to All stamp set, which is currently available and will also be available in the 2019 to 2020 annual catalogue. The framelits I've used, the deer comes from the Detail Deer Thinlits. The space that I've used for my shaker, I've used the smallest rectangle. Already got it out. The smallest rectangle from the rectangle stitch framelits, and I've used the Swirl and Curls folder, which is also in the current catalogue and will also be in the 2019 to 2020 annual catalogue as well. So all of these products will be available for at least the next 12 months. Now the way I've done this is I've lined up my Whisper White on my real red cardstock. Then I've placed my rectangle wherever I want it, and I've kept it reasonably high up so I've got the space for my deer. And then I've popped that through the Big Shot. I've actually taken it through a couple of times because I want it to go through both layers. So I pop it through just like this. I'm just going to pop that through the Big Shot and I'll be right back. Okay, so that's been popped through, and then I just pop my little rectangle out, and as you can see it's done both layers. Now I'm going to disconnect the Whisper White panel, pop it in my folder, and then I'll pop that through the Big Shot to emboss the front. Okay, so what that's done is it's raised the design, making it quite pretty and quite cute. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some tear and tape. I'm using tear and tape because it's quite strong. And I'll grab a bit of my organza. This also works really well with white soft tulle. You can use other colours as well. So I need 2 pieces of these, just big enough to cover the hole, whatever size hole you're going to make the shaker part. So now what I'm doing from here is I'm going to add some tear and tape just around the edges. Then I'm going to turn the Whisper White over and do the same thing around the rectangle there. You can use a scissors or a pokey tool or anything with a bit of a sharp point. You can also use your nails just to take the backing off the tear and tape. And then I'm pushing the organza down, trying to pull it a bit taut. It's not particularly well done, so I'll try and pull it up again and get a little bit tighter. I'm doing the same thing to the piece of Whisper White. I'm going to cut this because I don't want it sticking out the side. Or I could have just been a little bit more careful with how I had placed it. But it's all fine. Now what I have forgotten to do was I actually glued down my inside piece and popped it where I wanted it. I'm going to see if I can pull this up now, because it's much easier if I stamp it before, well, I still have this open space. Just got ink on me, I'll clean that up. So if I just close that over, I can then make sure it's all lined up the way I want it. So it wasn't the end of the world. I was able to pull off my organza quite easily. Now the next thing we need is some iridescent sequins. Grab a small amount of those, and grabbing the Tombow liquid glue. I shouldn't have left the lid off, but never mind. And I'm going to line this up just so we can see through that little window still. There we go. And now I'm going to cut out, from real red cardstock, I'm going to cut out the reindeer just so I can pop it on the front. Right, I've just done that. I'll grab the Tombow liquid glue again. Quite happy to just overlap it just a tad. And I've got some of the organza sticking out, so I'm just going to give that a bit of a trim. And there we have it. We have another little shaker card. And then with this one, this is one I've made earlier. I'm going to make one more of these to get my 4 ready for the challenge. And for this one, I've used the same reindeer and made the reindeer my shaker component, and grabbed some flourishes from the same thinlet set just to decorate it. So I've got one more of those to do this afternoon before I'm done. If you've been liking what you see, please subscribe below, and also come and join us in the Christmas challenge. We love having new people, and we have new people joining us every month. There will be a link below to the Facebook group. Until next time, happy crafting!